So this drama happened when Nanolist, one of the well-known artists for VTubers, um, dropped a bombshell. She made a bombshell out of nowhere. It's like 1:42 p.m. where I'm at. That's like what, 3 days ago. That's like Saturday or Sunday where I'm at. And I just saw this while I was scrolling through Twitter. She said, "Hello, I'm here to share something that has affected me personally and hurts others. This was very hard for me, but I feel it is necessary. Please do not send hate to anyone on my behalf." That is all I want to say. And the Google Doc was saying, "Terminating my work with Sinder." The first reaction when I saw this Google Doc and this tweet, and by the way, this is like 11.1 million views as well, 15,000 bookmarks, 45,000 hearts, and then 6.5k retweets. I looked at it, mind you, it's a lot. I read through all of this while I was doing some stuff. But to give you an idea, she was explaining that she had to cut ties with Cinder and Red, Cinder's manager, who turned out to be Cinder's boyfriend throughout the years. So yeah, I wanted to share my experience with Cinder and Red manipulating me, using me, and dragging me into drama while sabotaging, slandering, and spreading lies about people I thought were her closest friends. Not only do I no longer wish to work with Cinder, but I want to share what I've endured over the years and shed the light on what's been doing behind people's backs to protect artists and friends that may be experiencing something similar. Yep. She actually has some struggle writing this document because she was also thinking about her future and the downside for all of this. But Nanoless was brave enough to share her story to everybody, and that caught people's attention. The first thing that she explains to this was slander of other creators. So here's a screenshot of her conversation with Red, Cinder's partner, about something. I will start with screenshots showing speaking ill of other creators and spreading rumors while manipulating me that it's all in our best interest. In addition of spreading ill rumors, they also complain about accuse of Bao giving their editor too much work and resulting in the editor not having any time for new clients, which will be important later on. So they actually gaslight Bao behind her back. And look at all of these screenshots. I want to understand it better, specifically if I cancel her for the second time. Well, yeah, bad word, priority bias, plus she's gone 3D lately. Bao has been getting on our nerves for a while. She hijacked our YouTube editor a while ago and is constantly picking up artists that we work with. There's the screenshots. I'll let you guys read it for your own self. But for me, I read this, and the audacity of this person as well to really start a conversation of gaslighting, their friend or their supposedly called friend with Nanoless. Yeah, this at the beginning it started as a joke, but as the conversation progresses, it got a bit sour, having a sour tone to it. Even Red asked me to cancel one of their closest friends, Bao, by asking me to cancel my work in progress, manipulating me into thinking it is okay since she has many connections and she'll be fine anyway, so I wouldn't feel guilty about it or worry too much. So that's where the manipulation starts, where Red trying to convince Nano to cancel Bao because quote-unquote she has many connections. And then the next one is exclusivity and blacklisting other creators. This is crazy. Like, rereading all of this chat room is just downright scummy. In the messages below, they mentioned wanting an exclusivity contract but didn't want to pay for exclusivity, but rather than when a creator from their blacklist comes asking for a commission, they would guarantee me model work for Cinder only. And ask me for commissions. They commission me instead of to compensate for not working with other creators. Yikes. This is the comment right here. Ugh. This felt very strange given that one of the accusations they made was overlooking with their editor, yet their solution to me working with other creators was for them essentially overwork me to keep them from working on their other projects. So essentially, they're trying to convince her to work more on their projects so that Nano can delay some of her projects to her other clients. The message below shows their primary concern is that more non-Cinder models I make, the less valuable my existing models become. It's hard to say how much this messed with my mind as an artist, that by working with other people, I'm somehow making existing models less special. Which is, she has the right to actually collab or pick up clients. She doesn't have that special treatment to other people, or she doesn't have that label it to herself as an artist that I'm already exclusive into doing this person, that person. Because at the end of the day, if you are working for someone, you have to understand, or you have to set up your restrictions or your boundaries to your client. Like, that's in everyday scenario as well. If you're working with your clients, like you have this contract, you have this agreement that if you like my content, then I'm happy up to oblige. The idea that my work as an artist and designer is devalued by working with other people is insane and hurtful. After realizing what taking a deal with them would really mean for both my workload and my mental health, I backed out. Yep. And then Red was like, well, I think main things we're looking for are for you not to take any brand new model clients, this is actually no. No, you shouldn't say this at all to like an artist. And I'm pretty sure she understands the situation as well, that no, I don't have any contract that I'm only exclusive to you. I have like clients I'm working with. You're on the list as well, but we can actually talk about it, with a monthly fee and whatnot. Like Nano here is trying to be civilized in this conversation, that she doesn't want to be an exclusive artist for them, just so she can abandon her, current projects with her current clients, or her clients that she's been interacting with. One of our concerns is that more nano babies means nano models don't have the same value anymore. No, that's not the case. If you are a baby of a VTuber artist, it actually helps a VTuber artist to get more new clients, or to get well known into that community. And at the same time, it's also a free promotion as well. Like, hey, if I commission you for my VTuber model, then I'm definitely going to credit you. Over and over and over again. I'm going to treat you like my mom. I'm going to treat you like a family, because without your artistic approach, or without your help with my VTuber model coming into fruition, or turning into a real life scenario, like, I wouldn't be a VTuber in the first place. But for this person to just say that the nano models that Nano created for her clients, for her VTuber children, it says don't have the same value anymore. And second is that there are a few people that would rather not be able to have a model from you. So not only does he gaslight people from it, but he also wants to blacklist and then talk shit into other people's behind. Continues on and on and on, and she explains it. Another example of speaking ill of other creators right now. After they saw I was working with Shy Lily, yeah, this is gonna be important. Shy Lily, like Nano's document mentioned Bao and then Shy Lily, which is going to be very, very, very important later on. Trying to once again make the idea of working with other clients seem like I'm setting myself up with problematic people who will do me no good in the long run to get me to reconsider working with them. They also continuously kept asking about my other clients' plans, which for them made the antenna go up. Immediately went to slandering Lily, because they tried to reassure me that despite their best efforts, they just happen to keep trying to bring drama in any reasons for me to go exclusive and not working with only Cinder is them trying to look out for me. So especially, yeah, exclusivity. The key word for this is they really want Nano to be their exclusive artist. It doesn't, give the fact that Nano's artwork are her own copyright, her own trademark as well. So she can do whatever she wants with her. She wants with her VTuber model and whatnot. And I know that there is a sting or a stigma in the VTuber community that all of the VTuber models can be compared to one another. Like, they don't even consider Nano's feelings at all, and even her mental health at this point, because they're really pushing Nano to the extreme about this by manipulating, manipulating the story of Bao, of gaslighting Bao, and then gaslighting Lily and other, VTubers as well that is par with Nano. It's just crazy to me that you were going to stoop to this level all because like we want you to be exclusive to our brand, to our team. And Nano has been continually trying to understand the situation, but she wants to humbly decline the offer because I because in her mind and in her heart she doesn't want to betray her friends, or she doesn't want to burn down the bridges that she built with her clients, which is now her friends technically. And that's the same thing as Cinder as well in the beginning, but with the documenting that is happening right now, I don't think that's the case. Now she pretends that she did not know what was happening at all. Yeah, like she didn't, but I know that this is gonna be on the later statement. But freaking Cinder and Red, they've been boyfriend and girlfriend. That there was like a speculation, or there was like a confirmation that Red is actually Cinder's partner, and it's so scummy. And for Cinder to actually say the apology that, oh, it's Red's fault, I didn't know about this. Freaking yo, you do realize on the later conversation of all of this, freaking you're in this conversation as well. Don't act like you don't know everything. If she apologized and deactivated her account, maybe after some time she would be able to stream again. Not anymore. I don't think, Cinder will be welcome in the VTuber community with this dropping. Continuing where we left off. Below, I wanted to push back and make clear I was uncomfortable in being dragged into drama, and they responded by bringing up more drama and baseless claims, all while trying to guilt trip me. Yeah, freaking guilt trip. It is ironic and crazy to me that I mentioned not wanting to be dragged into personal issues, only for them to, on multiple occasions, mention other people's alleged drama. But you get to see people, having similar artists. It's not exclusivity at all. At the end of the day, if you're working with an artist, I'm pretty sure any artist, graphic designer, like even people who ask for commission or is doing commission will actually give you a contract of saying like, do you agree that, okay, freaking this is a intellectual property that you don't have to sell this type of stuff, merchandise and whatnot, but you can actually buy the rights of it. And then freaking I am like, we can talk about being the we can talk about the exclusivity deal and whatnot, about that stuff. Like I'm pretty sure there's going to be a contract saying that. It's not like through the word of mouth or a handshake. There's gonna be like a proper signing of that. It doesn't have to be like in a word of mouth or even on a Discord call. And if the artist or the person who you commissioned says no, then respectfully, accept it. You don't have to push the agenda of guilt tripping that person or even using slander or made up drama just so you can get into their side. It's not like that. That's not how business works at all. It's scummy. This document has been out for like 3 days now, and I'm just like giving my opinion on my reaction to this, justifying their behavior by stating that they are simply looking out for me when none of this has anything to do with me to begin with. Yeah, there's nothing at all. She's right. Nano is actually right on this. And manipulating me into being grateful for earning well thanks to them despite the loss of work from long time returning clients and new clients. Which, it's not her fault. It's actually not her fault. It's her client. It's her job to actually attend to her client's needs. She's not someone else's exclusive artist, And what you're right about that, Dia, is that being an exclusive artist is a disadvantage to the artist. If you're going to accept that offer, you're just limited to what you're going to do. And then concerning my work and models as a team, another example of going after other clients of mine from before, claiming that have more clients alongside them makes my work less special with the recurrence of it's just business. Freaking goddamn. You guys have no idea how this freaking got meme to shit. Freaking this quote here alone, it's just business. Like, it's crazy. manipulating into believing that working with her is special for multiple reasons, and I risk losing that special something as a client. If I prefer to work with others, no acknowledgement of reasoning and need of working with other clients due to the nature of my work. So they focus on their issues. I would also like to note again that this screenshot is one of my many occasions that indicate that Red speaks on Cinder's behalf. Red speaks on Cinder's behalf. I understand what he means, but at the end of the day, it's just business. At the end of the day, it's just business. That actually just rubs me at the wrong way. Red tries to make it look like they never meant for it to appear like they wanted to be exclusive by framing it as something I wanted, while immediately doubling down on the fact that me working with other people makes my work less special and no longer unique, as if every design is just a Cinder clone. Oh my god, this is just so sad. I may not be an artist, but I do have an experience when it comes to graphic design. And for you to make your design actually be compared to other else's design and being labeled, less special, that's just, it just stings. All I can see from all of this conversation that we seen right now is just guilt tripping, instigating guilt tripping, slandering other people's backs, and you're just treating this as a monopoly. Like, you're just treating this as business. And there you go. There it is again. It's simply business. Normalizing their behavior once again by stating that this is simply business to sabotage other VTubers' career and not work with them and focus on Cinder instead. It's okay, Nano. You're just making a living and making a name for yourself, and I can blame you for accepting work for other big names in the industry and having very desirable talent. If you end up filling your model schedule like it was, let me know. We'll have to explain some things depending on that. Thank you for understanding on my side. We'll try and have our name somewhere. Just don't take this personal or anything. I still love working with you guys, and again, apologize for the troubles on your plans. I'll still revisit my list and see what I get. Business is business. If you want to go through the projects we talked about, then let me know which ones you want to. And then the damage control. Making sure none of this reaches the other VTubers is all kept hush-hush, while also providing proof that they know what they do is ill-intended and should not get out, as it would cause issues for Cinder career to be painted in this light. Note that the uncalled shot as VTuber is seen spoilered a hidden message on Discord. It won't accidentally be leaked. Yeah, like, to be fair, it already leaked. We already know who are the VTubers in question and all of this. I try to be, but yeah, as the conversation continue, I try to be transparent as much as possible. I think it's more fair for both sides this way. They didn't tell Redacted you cancel because of Cinder did. No, I told them it was health issues. I would never blame anyone else besides. And then we never want to make you feel like we're making force of you to work or do something. Again with the guilt tripping, Red. Again with the guilt tripping. I like to highlight the irony of expecting to be entitled to recognition for her own efforts and size when her own active efforts are tied to sabotaging this very same VTuber. Also feeling entitled, insisting to be recognized by someone else is odd. Thanks for taking the time to read through everything. I hope everything makes sense and everyone who has been hurt, manipulated, or sabotaged by her will find closure. Yeah, this is a lot of conversation to take a lot to when you were discovering this for the first time. And now, the aftermath for this. The aftermath. You get to have Vienna reacting to it. You get to have Shy Lily reacting to it. You have Sarui. You have Cottontail. And then Buff Puff. Amelie as well. Eye Candy. Matara. Yuzu, Aethel, Yoshi, Feifei, Vexoria, Sugi, Ebiko, Freem, Shoro. Jesus Christ. Freaking Tricky, Lena, Skew, Sky, San, Alana, Ellie, Hazumi, Isa. Like, there's a lot. Amedal, Yenko, Kairi, Momo, Obi, RPR. Yuria as well, Hana, like there's a lot. Tomo too. The list goes on. After that Nano Google Doc tweet happened, Cinder tweeted few hours later, effectively immediately redacted will no longer be managing or overseeing my VTuber activities. He no longer represents me as a creator, my brand, or my intention. I'm sorry everyone, I will make a larger response when I'm able. And then there's a community note for this. Cinder reveals themselves as well as Vampire Peach's VT that reacted. Red was Cinder's partner. Moreover, per Bao's Nano Lesson Silver Veil's account, Redacted acted with Cinder's knowledge for consent, both of which directly engaged in libel towards other creators. Here's her response. Here's her apology, which garnered 20.9 million views, 15,000 bookmarks, 14,000 likes, 6.2 retweets, and 10,000 replies. Freaking where everybody responded to her apology, especially Shy Lily, which we'll be getting into that in a bit. So this is Cinder's apology from the whole Nano Red drama that occurred, and it started with there's nothing I can say to make this better, but I will try my best to probably convey my feelings, frustrations, and mistake. I'd like to explain my point of view and apologize to each party affected. As one of the people who actually like her content and also a VTuber in general as well, that this is only my opinion as well, and what I talk about or what I feel about Cinder and the whole entire fiasco that has been happening is, you can agree to disagree about that. Just giving you guys a disclaimer for that. But I'm not gonna, instigate that she's a bad person, or I'm not instigating like freaking she should go to hell and all that stuff. Everybody here who were affected in this situation, they wanted to have peace. And I know that the internet is really rallying up with the cancel culture and with their online pitchforks and torches and whatnot. But for me, I'm really explaining this, or I'm really giving my side or my reaction to this whole scenario. Redacted or Red has been my content creator since I began making content, mentioning all aspects of what I do, being a part of and being a major part of why I'm here. We also have been in a relationship since the start of endeavors. It's no secret that many VTubers choose to keep their public and personal lives separate. Yes, it really depends. It really depends on your audience as well. And I'm no different. As of yesterday, he's no longer working with me, and I have not extensively discussed any of this with him. Where our personal relationship goes from here will be figured out between us privately. I never intended to mention us publicly, but given that the claims are out there, I want everyone to know that I'm taking this seriously. After years of working on everything together, his hyper business oriented outlook warped my view of what it is I should be doing, and what I should be and what should be important to me as I navigate this career path. I have a terrible work-life balance as it is, and being around projects and streams all day every day made me lose sight of the point. It took all of this happening for me to realize that this behavior isn't normal or healthy. It's nothing outlook I would have to have. This doesn't absolve me of the things I'm willing done wrong and went wrong with, or the way I've treated people who were fully understanding. In regards to Nautilus, for the majority of the time working with her, Red was almost solely doing the communication about new plans and negotiation through his private DMs. But at the same time, you also mentioned that Red is not only your significant other, but is also your manager. So that means you also have an idea of what Red is trying to say to Nano and to your to your projects and whatnot. We had come to conclusion that I'd be in my interest to talk with Nano about making more time for my projects by negotiating her with her cut out other work. There's just nothing wrong for us to push on to her. There was nothing wrong to the creators who wanted the chance of working with her. There was only specific creator we were responsible for naming and pressuring Nano into reconsidering projects with. Not an entire list or of her own volition. Nano cancelled a large portion of her model commissions last September. However, the claim that I was just using her is wrong. I was treated Nano with respect and as my friend. I did give her a lot of work, and we did everything we could to accommodate her schedule if she needed more time for our break. And even helped her with her own projects payments multiple times. I've invited her on my stream, and I've sent her my merchant things she made for me, and I was always open to talking about her things outside of our projects and circumstances, to message each other regarding the exclusive deal between them. And then this is what she says: when Nano had messaged me about this agreement almost a month later, I was under assumption this was only because about Silvervale. Yes, Silvervale. This is one of the people that Nano actually scratched in that conversation so that they won't be involved, but the whole internet knew about it. People were actually digging through the stuff. It was Spite and then Silvervale as well. I had no idea there was even a conversation about Shy Lily recently between Red and Nano until her reading document. It's true that I had confided with in Red that I had been hearing from Lily like I had in the past, was worried something was wrong, but that's as far as it went, and he took it upon himself to digging for more info. And I was never even aware Nano was even ever planning to work on a model for another of my friends, Giri. I do not condone anything about what Red said about Pao in the DMs either, and him using we and R in the context is morally incorrect, and I believe it was done to gain greater credibility behind what he was saying. Yes, Red and I were initially upset when Bao hired my editor, and I took it personally when I shouldn't have. Like, okay, you're upset, but there's other alternatives. Like you're running a business. Like if you're saying that you're running a business, you have a lot of a lot of things or diagrams that you really want to talk about. Like, to be honest, don't actually mix emotions with your business or your job or with work, because that doesn't equate to a very healthy lifestyle at all. Yeah, this also talks about the editors as well, the boss rush. Um, the it's just business screenshot of my DMs with Nanozaki was from November of 2013, and I'll go into my thought process of everything I said here. What Red was trying to explain to Nano is that if everyone has a model by her, then the innate value of her models overall are diminished by there being oversaturation of that type of model out there. If everyone in the world had a VTuber model done by her, then the value having her model wouldn't be the same as if there were only a handful of them, which he viewed as a negative for me. I understand where he was coming from this, but in the VTuber space, this is something we should pursue. Nano has an amazing skill. Yeah, that's it. That's the point of being a VTuber and, VTubing in general. Like, okay, if you guys both share the same artist, support each other, collab with each other, appreciate your guys' like uniqueness, and your mama, your artist as well. They think your artist about for what he or she has done to you. Don't actually compare yourselves to one another and all that stuff, or the similarities and whatnot. Like, at the end of the day, you're just you're a VTuber, you're an entertainer. You really want to shine through. You really want to make a name for yourself out on the internet. You want to make yourself very unique in everything else like that. But this is just, the mentality of it is really, like, the mentality of it is just, it's just one-sided. I had heard of Silver earlier that year, but I didn't watch her streams at all. Yeah, this is actually the wrongdoingness. This is actually the wrong. I had heard of Silver earlier that year, but I didn't watch her streams at all. That's the problem. Silver was completely undeserving of this treatment. It was my own insecurities that led me to making this choice. I became unapologetically evil towards her due to no direction of her own. There's no excuse for any of this. Moving on from Silver Veil, let's talk about Spite. Once again, I had no involvement or knowledge of Red bringing up Spite to Nano in 2023. And this is also her explaining, being compared to Silver and then Spite as well. I mean, for her, it's actually mentally draining. But Red, quote unquote, did what he had to do just so he can protect Cinder and her brand, in the business oriented side. But this was just a wrong case of managing your presence or managing your brand or even managing your own self to everyone. That you shouldn't gaslight the people who are very successful in their own ways. You yourself are also successful as well. And there are also people that supports you, that actually find your streams very entertaining, even your interaction with everybody. Also, it doesn't matter if you're being compared with other people. It really depends on you if you're willing to take that criticism or you're willing to take that comparison. But at the same time, there are people that are backing you up with the cases that even though people would think that you sound like this person or that person, you will still be my favorite Oshi and whatnot with this situation. And lastly, I want to address speeches. This is a very big problem I have, and I'm pretty sure many others in my position too. At the end of the day, I'm one person. I am not one person working on multiple projects with multiple companies, talking dozens of people and streaming for hours almost every day. I've had a big social battery, and I get tired very easily when interacting with people. I haven't had much energy at all over the past year, leading to me taking frequent naps. I've rarely been able to keep up with my closet handful of friends on a frequent basis, let alone everyone else. Red has always been a bit big help in keeping up with things, but he doesn't do everything. I'm sorry I made you feel forgotten, Peaches. Over sharing your friendship, and I was incredibly excited to meet you in Paris. I'm so grateful for everything you've done for me. I never thought purposely drop you just because I could. I'm sorry. I know I've made a lot of people feel forgotten or ignored. It's so easy to get caught up in the projects, what I'm doing, while I have the energy to do it. That people fall by the wayside. I understand the feelings of those who resent me over this, and all I can say is I'm sorry. Yeah, this actually goes further with Nano with the conversations that they had with Red, and the exclusivity part of it, and then Dubao. The countless friendships I've made here within this last server means so much more to me than him in the business side of things. Again, with the keyword business side. To Sack, I love getting chat with you in person. Absolutely love all the hard work you put into the Boss Rush song. Yeah, this is the editor. I was so grateful to hear you were on board to edit the MV. I don't remember exactly why the stream got pushed back, but I definitely wouldn't have put the blame on you. Knowing about soon the deadline was when starting working on it. I was so thankful for your willingness to compete to the project despite everything, and the quality of how it turned out was incredible. And then to Colin, to Lily, I'm so sorry you had to get dragged into this. It's my fault. I let it get this far, but I hope you can believe me when I say I had no knowledge of bringing up of Red bringing up you into Nano DMs. But again, you also have an idea that Red is your partner, is your manager through all of your businesses. So you could have just seen what he did, and you should scold him for that. But it happened. To Silver, since the start, I love that I saw someone else sharing so many similar interests to me. I thought maybe someday we could talk about it all and be good friends. I was surrounded by all these hate comments around me, calling me your lesser half. I hate the person I've become towards you. I tried reaching out some time ago to try to start up a friendly conversation to change things and make things right. Say hi to you at conventions and support your endeavors. But despite all that, I was still being eaten alive by my own doubts and fear of harassment. I was pressured by the community as a whole to try reaching out to collaborate since I got these messages so often comparing us, and I hope we could work something out. The photo of me at the meet and greet was taken candidly, and I thought it looked so cute, and I posted it without asking which was wrong for me. I was so wrong for letting everyone know in my head about these malicious things. I'm sorry for any opportunities that they've taken for you. I'm sorry, Silver. Despite, I'm sorry that I had to assume things about you and that weren't true. I'm sorry you've been harassed by commenters needed to compare us. I apologize for the way we spoke about you to you, Nano. You didn't deserve any of this fight. I'm sorry. To Peaches, I'm sorry if I made it seem like I was going to ghost you. I was happy we had the opportunity to meet in person. I was apologetic with how busy things were. For me at the time, I wanted to spend more time with you, but as I got more and more DMs, messages, everything became so overwhelming. I always had a low social battery and made it so hard that for me to keep up to date with all of my friends. I've never had any ill feelings towards you, and I still don't. Terrain, you were the first person I met as an ASM artist during a time where I was immature and vulnerable. I ended up being consumed by the content I was making. It led me to making awful decisions. I still think about and regret I was not in a good spot at that time. I hated myself for this kind of behavior, and it took a very long time for me to move on from what happened. I have no excuses. I'm sorry if you were dragged into my drama, and I'm sorry how I made you feel after I just wanted to close the book on things. I'm sorry to my pyro pups and my mods for expecting me to lead by a better example than this. I'm sorry to the VTuber community for looking towards me as someone to aspire by. I'm sorry to Kaiser for put his heart and soul into everything he's done for me. and not even talking to you and about how I felt. Sorry to dozens of artists that I put their hard work into me. I'm sorry to the rest of the friends who have I let down. I've let a bad example. I don't expect forgiveness. I've made many mistakes for over my 5 years on the internet. I'm only one person living one life. I get I I get for the first time and only time, like everyone else, as I said at the start, I end up developing extremely unhealthy work-life balance and harm Red as cost. Yeah, because you're actually shifting your gears to Red that he's behind all of this. You're in fact also have self-awareness that you do this too. This apology is just down like a defeatist way of saying that I'm really sorry. That's all I can do. I'm sorry. I love my job and I love all the friends I've had. Thank you for reading, Cinder. Yeah, just reading about this apology from Cinder is actually very, very sad, but at the same time, she got ousted. She got outed for it, and how she explains this insecurity as well. After this document got released, people were still not buying it. People were really, really devastated and disappointed. Zen actually made this tweet 3 hours ago. I hope that whatever you take from this, you become a kinder person and you learn. And you grow. There's a learning experience. Appreciate what you have. Things in life are not guaranteed. You never know what life takes things away, especially a good thing. Oh my god, there's a lot. And then Deme. I had no involvement or knowledge, as if partners don't tell everything to each other. No screenshots either prove anything you're saying. Nah. Apology looks inside. This is what I did nothing wrong. It was all my boyfriend, bro. Speaking showed, I'm just really disappointed, dude. And then Chacha, and he hasn't been talked to extensively about the situation. Oh. And there you go. There's Neanners. I've seen Silver receive so much harassment and unfair comparisons to you over the years, and she just tanked it. Minded her own business and never once tried to sabotage your success or tear you down. Deflecting and outright lying several times in this response instead of fully owning up to your mistakes is insulting to everyone. I can't help but feel very frustrated on behalf of my friend and everyone who was on the receiving end of so much unnecessary stress, largely due to the choices you've made. They handled the situation with much more grace than you decide and deserve better. The weird backhand remark you made the first time we ever met was last year stuck with me, and now it makes a lot more sense knowing that this is apparently how you normally view and treat people. If you can learn from this and realize it's way easier to be kind and to be happy for your success as well as success of others. And then Hades as well. The old classic shift blame into be a fake a breakup, come back single in therapy, and then capitalize on what's left of your community. They deserve better. There's a lot of things happening right now in the VTuber community that we just need to take a break. Really. But just so, to close all of this, I'm going to read what Shy Lily said to her apology. And oh boy, it garnered 5.9 million views, 105,000, 105,000 likes, 9.2 retweets, and then 2.9k freaking responses. And it goes like this. The absolute audacity to sit here and continue to manipulate and gaslight is absolute insanity. The pain and mental torment you've caused to the ones closest and most supportive of you has been devastating, and I have never been so heartbroken and hurt so badly for my friends. You are the fakest person I've ever had the displeasure of supporting. Reading and hearing of how you really viewed me behind my back, not just through screenshots of your man, but also your very own messages. While having to sit here and read through this BS lies you spin makes me want to vomit. The claim that you didn't know a single thing and had zero awareness of what your man was up to, when everyone who shared even a single moment with you knows that you basically operate as the same person, sharing every walking moment while loving to jump at the slightest opportunity to turn into your most slanderous self as soon as the opportunity was given, even when talking about your friends is sickening. I have experienced your own actions without Red, and in a situation where in your own screenshot words you express a pressure to live up to what Lily is and proceed to throw one of your most loyal supportive friends under the bus after months of continuous planning just because you consistently chose business over friends, never feeling bad for them, just to earn the bag and compete with me over a V-card collab that you rescheduled to be on the exact date your friend needed you to keep an important promise. You actively lied about it to them. Instead, blaming me for a collab you were scheduled, adding me to the pool of excuses to save your ass when you realized you were being a bad friend. Why blame me for choosing to miss an obligation you agreed to? On one of the most important days in that friend's career. Everything you do is out of competition through your constant need to one up the people who are the sole reason you even have these opportunities and platforms to earn from to begin with. You're always welcome, by the way, to claim that it's just business. Well, in the business world, there has to be accountability, and all you have done is to try to shove it away and admit to nothing. In true narcissistic fashion, you're only feeling sorry about yourself and your own consequences in your career and try to salvage it. I'm sorry everyone who look up to you as an inspiration, and I'm especially sorry for your fans. Pyro Pups deserves better. Jesus. But yeah, that's the whole entire Cinder Nano Red controversy that happened during the weekend for the past few days. Even, I feel sorry for Shy Lily to Bao. I know at one point somebody actually stumbled upon a stream of Bao crying, of really explaining, fake friends or like feeling, backstabbed by a friend. I'm pretty sure somebody would quote me on that one, but that's the whole point of it. But into my perspective on all of this, as like someone who really looks up to Cinder and to everybody who were mentioned on this, I really feel disappointed about the Cinder and this whole situation. It's just deserving for her to receive this comment, especially from her friends as well. Or I don't even know if her friends can even treat her as theirs anymore with the thing that has been unveiled. It's just really sad. And what I can say from all of this is that I do hope and pray that what happened after this, everybody can actually just take a break. Everybody deserves better. Everybody deserves better. Everybody needs to take a break from all the drama and what's been going on right now, because this month is actually very, very crucial. There's a lot of things that has been happening, and I really don't want to talk about that even further. Like, I hope in the coming of days we will get to receive like good news or something good or wholesome in the whole entire VTuber community. But we shall see in the coming of days. Again, to close it off, Pyro Pups deserve better. The Pyro Pups deserve better.